Hello, everyone, and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, after at least 5 hours of deliberations, a Hopkins County jury Thursday night found 53-year-old Johnny Ray Conley of Cooper guilty on all 4 counts of aggravated sexual assault of a child. Conley was taken into custody at the Hopkins County Courthouse and was booked into the Hopkins County Jail. The sentencing phase of the trial is scheduled for Friday. The offenses were alleged to have occurred in Delta County on or around August 1st, September 1st, October 1st, and November 1st in 2001, when the victim was 7 or 8 years old. The trial was moved from Delta County to Hopkins County Monday in 8th District Court in Sulphur Springs, and the trial began this past Tuesday. Prosecutors finished presenting their case on Wednesday, and defense attorney Michael Mosier presented witnesses on Thursday. After closing arguments Thursday afternoon, the jury began deliberations at around 3 p.m. on Thursday. Prosecutors in the case are Assistant District Attorney Matt Harris, the lead prosecutor, and Assistant District Attorney Jody Cox. An event called Main Street Uncorked, scheduled to take place from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m. Saturday in downtown Sulphur Springs, will feature wine from nearly a dozen Texas wineries for tasting, with funds raised going to support a new care center in Sulphur Springs. There will also be entertainment and a prize drawing. The care center will be dedicated to providing innovative, inclusive programs and community partnerships to serve individuals with any level of disability across the spectrum of human needs.
During October National Physical Therapy Month, let's meet 2 of our therapists from our inpatient-outpatient facility.
My name is Jeff Sant. I'm the Director of Rehab Services at Christus Mother Frances Hospital, Sulphur Springs. My family and I have lived here for 22 years.
Okay.
I've been associated with the hospital for that entire time and have loved my association. My wife Sarah and I have raised our 6 children here in Sulphur Springs. 4 of them have graduated from high school here. We've got a 5th one that'll graduate this year, and then a middle schooler. I love being a physical therapist. And the reason why we're on today is because we are celebrating Physical Therapy Month in the month of October.
Okay, and we're going to find out more about the things that you offer for people. Let's meet. Tell us who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Carrie Herman. I'm a speech-language pathologist at the Christus Mother Frances Hospital. I serve the healthplex as well as the hospital and our inpatient rehab.
Okay. Tell me, how did you come to want to do this kind of work?
Well, before, I was actually a special education teacher for several years, 12, 13 years, and I always enjoyed working with kids with special needs, and I knew I wanted to stay in the field but get out of the classroom, and I knew speech-language pathology was a way that I could do that. And so when I went back to get my master's, I then fell in love with working with adults as well. So actually working at the hospital gives me the opportunity to not only to work with pediatrics, with kids, but also I get to see the adults as well.
Okay. Well, within the programs that Christus offers for people who need therapy of whatever sort, it's for young ages all the way up to older ages. Is that right?
That's correct. At the in our outpatient facility, the Healthplex, we offer therapy from newborns to geriatrics. And I might add, we're the only Christus Mother Frances facility that offers outpatient pediatrics, which we're quite proud of that. We're proud of the staff that we have.
You know, you mentioned something that really sounded remarkable. We are the only clinic within the Christus Mother Frances
health system,
that offers pediatrics and a sort of speech therapy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am, outpatient
speech therapy. Okay. Wow. And as you said, that's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. Yeah. We're quite proud of the services that we provide, and proud of the providers that we have that give the therapy. We've got wonderful physical, occupational, and speech therapists.
Well, in the course of a week, let's say, patients that you would see, what sorts of things do they bring? What sorts of problems do they have?
Let's see, we see everything from folks that have had a knee or hip replacement to those that have had a stroke. We see a lot of athletes. We're blessed in our clinic to have the only therapist. His name is Seth Jones. He's the only therapist in Hopkins County and all the surrounding counties that has his orthopedic clinical specialty, which means that he has undergone special training and education regarding sports medicine. So we see a lot of athletes at our outpatient center as well. And then in our inpatient center, the inpatient rehab, our care unit we call it, we offer inpatient rehab services for those, again, that have suffered a stroke, had an amputation, that have had a knee or a hip replacement, or maybe fallen and broken a hip.
Okay. Following an injury of some kind, therapy is sometimes needed.
Yes, unfortunately, people do hurt themselves, but we're blessed to have the rehab services that we have here in Hopkins County at the hospital. We feel it's also part of our responsibility to help people get a better story. If you've fallen and broken a hip, we feel like we need to help you get a skydiving story to make that a little bit more interesting.
So you offer creative services as well?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Well, I'm interested in asking about small children who come with problems that need physical therapy.
Yes, we have one of the best therapists, one of the best people I know is Elsie Ann Horton. She's our pediatric physical therapist, and she's been doing this for over 30 years.
She is such a sympathetic and helpful person, and I didn't even know that she had this as a career.
Yes, yeah, this is her career, this is her passion, this is her life, is helping and blessing children. And so with her, and then we have Megan McCoy, who is our occupational therapist who takes care of our pediatrics. And then we've got Carrie, Shannon Lawrence, and Macy Johnston
okay.
Taking care of our pediatrics with speech needs.
What a crew and what a team that you have. So, National Physical Therapy Month, and I'm glad that you came in. Do I call you Dr. Sant?
No, I'm Jeff.
Jeff Sant, all right.
Just call me Jeff.
And to broaden our, awareness about really what we have here in these services that you offer, I was not aware. I have not had the need, so I think I would fit into a large group of people who don't really realize.
Yeah. So we want our community to understand that all the rehab services that you need, you can get right here in Hopkins County. Whether you need an outpatient service, if you've been at an outside doctor in Dallas or Tyler and they write a prescription for therapy, it does not mean that you need to go to Dallas or Tyler for that therapy. You can get it right here in Sulphur Springs. And in our inpatient therapy center, we have everything you need. We've got a pool. We've got an aquatics program. We have an Alter G treadmill, which unloads you while you can exercise and walk.
What is Alter G? What does that mean?
It's a fancy treadmill that means that we altered gravity, meaning that this treadmill unloads you so you can walk to up to 80% of your weight unloaded off of you while you're walking and doing exercises and doing therapy.
I'm trying to picture that, but I guess I'd have to see it.
It's like walking in space.
Yeah. Okay. Come by and we'll let you experience it yourself.
Well, let's look at what Carrie's services are more in the speech therapy line. And you see children all the way to adults.
Yes, ma'am. And a speech therapist can work on many different things: swallowing disorders, expressive and receptive language disorders, fluency, voice disorders, and then just receptive and expressive language impairment. I might have just said that again, but so it's a very broad what a speech therapist can work on, and also cognitive impairment.
Well, so let's say you work on people who have had an incident that has caused them to lose their fluency or their abilities in speech. and you also work on someone who was born with something that has affected.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of times, like our pediatrics, you might, your pediatrician might be concerned that maybe your child is not talking yet, they're not producing 2 words, they're not babbling at an early age when they should be, and then they would just refer them for a speech language evaluation, and then we could set up, either see them in the office as for outpatient speech therapy, and also provide the parents with a home program that they can incorporate in the home to help build those skills in the home.
That is so very important for the parents to also be educated and trained. And what about an elderly person or someone who's lost maybe a little bit of their independence? Is someone in the family also cued in?
Yes, ma'am. And because it's very important for everything that you do in therapy to be carried over in the home, because that's where you're going to see the most progress, not just always just coming to therapy. You're going to definitely make progress in therapy, but if there's no carryover in the house, you won't see that rapid response as you would if they're carrying over, whether it's with diet modifications, if they have a swallowing disorder, or even like swallowing exercises that we may send them home with, voice exercises. It could be, but we also try to, the adults, they get a home program as well as the children, so.
Okay, very interesting that we here in Sulphur Springs have this hospital that wants to expand this way. Another reason we don't have to leave town, we've got everything right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me. So you mentioned that you came out of a classroom setting to pursue this career.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's very enriching for you?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I am very blessed, not only to be in this career, but to be a part of the Christus, because our motto is extending the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. And I am so fortunate to work with a group of individuals who are like-minded in our Christian beliefs. And it just gives me the opportunity to reach out to the people in the community. And I'm very blessed to be a part of it.
And you also, Jeff, have expressed how much you have appreciated our community. You made your home here.
Yes.
And your children's home here.
Yes. Yeah, to raise my children in this wonderful Christian environment that we have here in Hopkins County, I don't think we realize how blessed we are. And then, like Carrie said, to be able to go to work every day and extend the healing ministry of Jesus Christ to our patients that come into our clinic, that come into our outpatient center, our inpatient rehab, the care unit. It's a blessing to us.
We've just sort of touched briefly because there's never enough time, but anything else that you would like to put in? We have inpatient, outpatient rehab services, almost all types, almost every type, right here in Hopkins County at our Christus Mother Frances Hospital. Yes,
we do. And I had mentioned that if you're outside of Sulphur Springs or outside of Hopkins County seeing a physician, or if you're in a hospital in Dallas or Tyler, and they tell you that you need inpatient rehab, we have an inpatient rehab right here in Hopkins County. So you can come home and receive the same level of care that you would in any facility in Dallas or Tyler.
I didn't ask you where you started before you came to Sulphur Springs.
Let's see, I graduated from Brigham Young University with my bachelor's, went to Western University in Southern California for my master's in physical therapy, and then I had married a Texan. So as soon as we were done with school, she brought me home.
Well, welcome home once again to Hopkins County. Mm-hmm. And thank you for the work that you do and the services that you offer through Christus, and for coming in this morning to share with us. If there's anything else that you'd like to add, we have just a little bit of time.
Go Wildcats.
Yeah. Be Corsicana.
Yeah, be safe making the trip to Corsicana today, making the trip down and back.
Okay. Thank you both very much for your professional services.
Yes, thank you for having us.
In sports, the Sulphur Bluff volleyball team defeated Clarksville on Tuesday by the score of 3-1. These individual set scores were 25-23, 20-25, 25-19 and 25-16. Lady Bears coach Zandra Payton said her team started out making several controllable errors, both serving errors and hitting errors, in sets 1 and 2. She said her girls really started to play in sets 3 and 4. Coach Payton said Ann Dorner played a consistent game with few errors and with 13 service points, 11 kills, and a team high in digs. Delina Di Donato had a service point and a team high 12 kills. Allie Colette had 7 service points, 2 kills, and 33 assists. Jada Wade had 4 service points and 1 kill. Sierra Johnson had 5 service points, 3 kills, and 1 assist. Tori Rainey had 5 service points, 7 kills, and 1 assist. Skylar Stanley had 8 kills and 3 blocks. Hannah Bird had 10 service points, and Angel Brown had 1 service point. And that's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for joining me, and so long, everybody.